What is up, everybody? It is morning time for me. I'm just about to start my stream, but before I jump into that, I wanted to make a quick video for my YouTube channel talking about some of the recent hot fixes that were just implemented in the game. There was changes for a lot of these classes, and I just wanted to quickly go over them and let you guys know like my sort of thoughts and feeling towards them. So we'll start off with the classes that I play. Monk got nerfed. Now, monks got nerfed, they're very strong, but what's strong about Windwalker monks isn't necessarily their damage. I think a lot of these changes are kind of just like put in because something needed to happen, but it's not necessarily the right change. So PvP template agility reduced by 2.5%. Our damage was nerfed. I don't think Windwalker monks really had the best consistent damage or even, you know, really the best burst damage. I mean, if you have touch of death and stuff like that, I guess your burst is pretty good. I won't be too biased, but our consistent was definitely not that high. And I think the agility nerf overall wasn't really the right change. But I guess I wanted to do something. What I'd much rather have seen for Windwalker monks is something like our transcendence, so our port cooldown increased a little bit, so that way Windwalker monks can't just throw away their port every time someone looks at them. In addition to maybe the port heal gets nerfed a little bit in PvP. I think those would be really good changes for not only nerfing our survivability, but also you know, our self-healing and our mobility instead of just a flat agility nerf. But this is what happened. Next, for arcane mages, we got a intellect reduction as well as arcane power was nerfed. Arcane mages do a lot of damage with all their cooldowns up, so I don't mind that arcane power was brought down a little bit. Our overall damage, I mean, if you're spamming arcane explosion, cleaving with barrage, it is high, but I don't feel like arcane mages really, the issue was damage. It's just another one of those things where I felt like, oh, arcane's strong, okay, we'll nerf the damage a little bit, but it's mobility and survivability, the same sort of issue that Windwalker monks have. But again, that is one of those things that potentially will be fixed and brought down in BFA, and maybe they don't want to make any big mechanical changes to any classes right now. So nerf to the two classes I play as well. You know I like to play rogue, so we went over mage, we went over monk, rogue, assassination got a little bit of a nerf, subtlety got a little bit of a nerf. When you're looking at these nerf guys and you're seeing 1.5, 3%, 2.5% intellect reduction, it's really, really, really minimal. So it's not going to be, you know, unbelievably huge changes, but it is something. So both rogue specs were brought down a little bit. And then we see elemental shamans, they got a little bit of an intellect nerf. Ice Fury actually got nerfed, so the bonus damage from Frost Shock from Ice Fury was brought down to 250% in PvP situations, down from 300%. So elemental shaman's burst was nerfed a little bit, that Ice Fury burst, which I think is probably overall a good change, because once you get the Ice Fury off, that instant cast damage is exceptionally high. But yeah, okay. What's next? So we have druids. Balanced druids got a little bit of a nerf. When you see PvP template versatility reduced by 15%, it's not as big as you think. So 15% reduction on the template versatility, I think I was told is only around like a 3% damage nerf from versatility. So it is pretty high and like, it's not super high, but 3% from this and 2% intellect from this. It adds up. I don't know the exact percentage change for their overall damage, but I think it'll be slightly noticeable. And then for ferals, they nerfed some of their utility. The Earthen Grasp now has a 15-second cooldown, up from 10 seconds, and that is what feral druids would use to instantly root you, and you would miss all of your spells, that physical root. So it's, I'm kind of glad. I'm kind of glad that this was in. Yeah, it makes it so ferals can mess up a little bit more. They can still, because of the way diminishing returns work and the way the cooldown is, they can still mess it up. So I kind of like that. They can DR it. If they're not careful, they have to be, you know, a little bit smart with the way they use it. But that utility nerf, I feel like is justified. That ability was pretty crazy against melee. King of the Jungle increases movement speed and damage by 3%, down from 4%. So King of the Jungle got like a very, very minimal nerf as well. If we look at hunters, Beast Mastery got a slight buff. So Beast Mastery actually got 3% buff to their agility in PvP, so a slight buff there. Marksmanship Hunter got a 1.5% decrease in their overall agility. So once again, very, like, doesn't really do it. much, if anything. It's very small. It's very, very small. Some of the bigger changes are to paladins and priests. So if we look at paladins, Pure of Heart now removes 1 poison and 1 disease from a target instead of all poisons and disease effects. So that is going to be very nice for assassination rogues. I started playing assassination rogue, and when I play against the Holy Paladin 2s, it is very unfortunate. You know, sometimes these paladins are, with Pure of Heart alone, dispelling my poisons up to 500 times a game. So I think a slight nerf there was very, very justified. And then, you know, in North America, we've had a rise of protection paladins, so I guess they're preemptively dealing with that problem since no one likes prot specs, and nerfing their versatility by 25%. Once again, I don't know how big of a deal that's going to be. Protection paladins aren't usually the target that dies, and I don't really see, you know, with their verse nerf, them still being targeted. I think they're still going to be annoying. They still have the same utility, the same crowd control. So it was one of those things where it seems like Blizzard wanted to do something, but it can't really address the overall problem. I do like the Pure of Heart change though. And then Holy Priests, if you guys are wondering, well, why would they nerf Holy Priests? Why the Holy Priests aren't overpowered in Arena? What's going on? It's because they're so strong in rated battlegrounds. So I think this is straight up an RBG nerf. Their intellect got reduced by 3%, and Renew heals for 75% PvP situations, down from 100%. Rapid Mending increases the range of prayer mending by 10 yards, down from 20 yards. That's huge. And Ray of Hope now only increases healing caused by the casting priest by 50%. So in RBGs, you would put Ray of Hope on someone and all 3 healers would dump into them and they would instantly top off no matter what. There was no chance that Ray wasn't going to be positive unless maybe a sharpened blade and every healer was CC'd. But this is just a big nerf to Ray of Hope overall. It's not going to be a huge deal on 3s. It's not going to be like the biggest deal ever in 3s because a lot of the time as the Holy Priest you are the only one casting into that Ray of Hope. And yeah, that's the changes. We didn't really see any changes to Discipline Priests, which I'm really surprised. I feel like Discipline Priests right now are very strong. So, you know, my sort of predictions moving forward, we didn't see any Warlock changes as well, or Fire Mage changes, you know, some of these other decent specs. I think that comps like Ret Hunter Priest are going to be really good, like Jungle, so Discipline Priest, Hunter, with a Feral Druid, with a Ret Paladin. I think those are the real winners. And then honestly, with this slight damage reduction Windwalker, they're still immortal. I think comps like Windwalker, DK will probably be good once again. I don't think it's going to be a huge shift in the meta though. To be honest, it's not going to be like, it's not going to be a huge deal because these changes are so minimal. Like I said, I don't think that like comps like Windwalker Arcane are going to be dumps, like they're going to be bad. I mean, with the way they play out and how long they can survive, these damage nerfs are very minimal. So yeah, I like that there was changes. I think in some cases the changes weren't necessarily really addressing the actual problem, but it's nice to see something which is better than nothing. So it's good to wake up and see that and share my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think of these changes. Post a comment below if you guys like these kind of short videos where I just go over, you know, patch notes. Definitely give the video a thumbs up and let me know. Thanks for watching. Bye everyone.